In this episode of As the WNBA Turns, Caitlin Clark keeps smashing records while the CBA negotiations spiral further out of control. But here's the kicker. The crazier the talks get, the more it feels like the players are quietly admitting one thing. Caitlin Clark is untouchable. Nobody's really talking about it. So watch closely and decide for yourself. Let's start with the latest CBA proposal. The players dropped another offer, and the headlines? Absolutely shocking. Seriously, take a look at how disastrous this could be for the league.
As multiple sources familiar with the negotiations told ESPN on Wednesday that the WNBA is projecting that a recent proposal from the WNBPA, which would give players about 30% of gross revenue, is believed to feature approximately a $10.5 million salary cap, would result in $700 million in losses over the course of the agreement. Such losses would jeopardize the league's financial health, the source said, and they would be more than the combined losses of the league and its teams in the WNBA's first 29 years of existence. That's wild.
So yeah, that math just doesn't add up. $700 million in losses over a few years? That's astronomical. And then you look at what the players are asking for. It feels like a total stretch, especially when they've already been offered up to 8 times their current salaries, plus profit sharing on top. Unsurprisingly, the players aren't buying the league's numbers. Nfisa Collier, VP of the WNBA Players Association, had some strong words on the matter.
TNT is taking massive losses for this thing to pretend like they're a successful league. As soon as TNT has to start crediting back advertisers, that handout money goes away and this thing collapses. Let's be for real here, right? Unrivaled is so sustainable that they can't even attract the best players, but they couldn't even retain the other players. They couldn't attract Asia, they couldn't attract Caitlin, season 1, and they can't retain Angel, and they can't retain Sabrina season 2, but it's sustainable. We're losing stars. But it's just, oh no.
Unsurprisingly, fans were not having it. Collier's comments immediately sparked a social media roasting session that went viral. Here's the thing. Calling Unrivaled a sustainable business in the second week of season 2, while pulling just 100,000 viewers per game on TNT, is about as premature as Jim from American Pie. According to a front office sports report, the league is struggling far more than it admits. They've taken a hit in both talent and marketability after losing Angel Reese and Sabrina Ionescu. And the real kicker? Only 75% of their roster is signed for next season, meaning players could easily jump to Project B, which is offering a minimum of $2 million per year. Industry insiders are already whispering that Unrivaled might have to partner with the WNBA just to stay financially afloat.
We have the president of Unrivaled coming out and admitting they may need the WNBA's help to stay afloat. That's on the table. They're in big trouble, folks.
Let's get straight to it. Fee's confidence in her own business model isn't exactly lining up with reality, but the bigger story is her direct criticism of Commissioner Engelbert. Comparing the management of a league with a single location and 1,000 fans per game to a league operating in 15 markets is like comparing a mall kiosk to a national retail chain. They're just not the same beast. And let's be real, none of these high-stakes negotiations are happening without Caitlin Clark. She's still dominating headlines, smashing records, and driving cultural influence. Her Kobe-inspired player-exclusive shoe became the most worn across the NBA in December. Her one-of-one trading card sold for $234,850, making it the most expensive WNBA card ever, and the second most valuable women's sports card in history. And she's fully healthy, ready to suit up for Team USA. The hype? It's only growing. So, why aren't the players just locking in a reasonable deal, riding the Caitlin Clark effect, and letting the league generate revenue that benefits everyone? They could renegotiate once profits are proven, but instead, they're negotiating like there's no tomorrow. Profits? Who cares? They want their share now? Here's my take, and I haven't seen anyone else talk about this. The players' aggressive tactics reveal something unspoken. They know exactly how crucial Caitlin Clark is to the league's future. Ratings and ticket sales tanked when she was out last season. The Caitlin Clark effect isn't guaranteed. It can't be taken for granted. Players are thinking ahead. What if she suffers a major injury? A torn ACL? Achilles, anything that sidelines her for a year. That scenario would destroy their negotiating leverage in future CBAs. Meanwhile, owners are desperate to keep Caitlin front and center. With Toronto and Portland joining the league, team valuations doubling, and a major Nike shoe and apparel launch scheduled right before the season, Caitlin is irreplaceable for their financial strategy. The players know this. They know the owners can't risk losing the Clark effect. And with Project B offering a minimum of $2 million per season, the leverage is unprecedented. Even the WNBPA's official accounts highlighted a Project B signing by a high-profile player, sending a clear message. This is why the players aren't folding. They're securing maximum leverage while they can. One catastrophic Caitlin Clark injury, and all this negotiating power disappears. That's the calculus behind the bold, high-stakes moves we're seeing.